American public is not feeling it. Just 34% of Americans approve of Biden's handling of the economy in a recent AP poll that was released at the end of June. And only 20% of voters believe the nation is on the right track, though voters have not felt good about the direction of the country for over a decade. And Biden is trying to persuade voters that the economy is better than they think it is.
The cost of housing is astronomical, but what happened in the past 4 years is the problem. Check out the difference between 1995 to 2019 to 2023. So the complaining from us millennials started probably 2020, but this is why. So in 1995, the average house was $130,000. You put down 20%, that's $26,000. The interest rates were 7.8% back in 1995, and your principal and mortgage would be around $753. Now I'm going to save the average incomes for last. Now, 2019, $260,000. Not bad over 25 years. It only doubled. So the down payment would be $52,000, and there was only a 4% interest rate. So the monthly payment for principal and interest was $993. So this difference was not bad at all. Here's where the jump happens. This is what, 2023, the average home jumped to $419,000. The down payment would be $84,000. The interest rate was similar to 95, which is 7.24%, but that would leave you with a monthly payment of $2,283. Now let's go with the average incomes. In 1995, it was $29,000. In 2019, it was $56,000. In 2023, it is still $56,000. So in 1995, 31% of your income could be used for housing. You could get it into a house. In 2019, it was only 21% of your income. In 2023, it is 49% of your income.
50%. Half. And I've talked about this in previous videos. So, I hear, a lot of these young folks when they talk about, the cost of everything and when they kind of want, this socialist movement because it's been portrayed as this good thing and, it helps everybody. And I can't necessarily blame them too much because they've been hurt. I mean, look at this. Look at this. 50, and that's if you're making $56,000. That equates to what? Like $29, $30 an hour? I think it's somewhere around there, probably, right? I don't know the exact math, but I would say it's probably around $30 an hour or something. 56,000. For my math wizards, let us all know in the comment section. I would assume that's around $30 an hour, right? So, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but $30 an hour. I don't see too many Gen Z folks making $30 an hour. I don't think that's happening. So it's even more than half of income. I mean, you're not buying that kind of house regardless, but whew, that is nuts. That is insane. A down payment of $84,000. $84,000. $2,300 a month. My goodness.
Plus the cost of living, plus the cost of groceries. So the past 4 years is the problem. This is why millennials and first-time homebuyers are complaining now, because the disparity between 95 and 2019 over 25 years was not that big of a deal. It was moving like it was supposed to.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to that guy. That is Freddie Smith. Freddie Smith. Shout out to Freddie Smith. Revealing those numbers there, which are just eye-popping numbers. That is insane. Insane. You go from less than 30% of your income to almost half. That is crazy. That's nuts. Oh my goodness. Insane. But let's continue on.
Bidenomics is pretty simple. It's just bigger government, more spending, and higher prices. And I've said this before, at least in Louisiana, inflation is gutting my people like a fish. My people are getting really good at barely getting by. And in America, you shouldn't have to take an early distribution from your retirement account or sell blood plasma in order to go to the grocery store. And President Biden is out there saying prices are high and your 401k is crashing because the economy is so good. That's what he just doesn't get it.
Your 401k is crashing because the economy is great. And that's been one of the things that they've been trying to push out here is this narrative that everything is all sunshine and rainbows and peachy and it's all good, and it's just like, nah. The American people know what's going on. We feel it. We go to the grocery store. We pump gas, right? We pay bills. We see what's going on. This stuff is just getting out of control. But let's hear from their mouths themselves.
Most Americans are a $400 unexpected expense away from bankruptcy.
That's Bidenomics in action. You think I'm kidding? Bidenomics.
How sad is that? How sad is that? And allegedly, those two clips were, I want to say, on the same day. They were giving a speech, in two different places on the same day, if I remember that situation correctly. Yeah. One situation away from, catastrophe. And in the other situation, he says, oh, Bidenomics is working. Yeah, I guess in a way he's telling the truth, in a way. Because Bidenomics, I think the whole purpose was to lower the standard of living. I think that's the whole purpose of all of this, is to lower the standard of living, to bring it down, to slowly bring us to our knees, right? And keep pushing out this narrative of everything is good, everything is good, everything is great, everything's okay, blah, blah, blah. Things are on the up and up. Look at inflation, it's down to 3%. No, it's not actually down to 3%, but we're not going to get into that whole long explanation. I mean, do I need to explain it? Really? I mean, look at your grocery store bill. I mean, that explains it right there. But let's jump into this clip that I wanted you guys to see, just because of how wild it is. Let's dive into it.
You talk about the insulin costs being reduced and the caps on prescription, and all that's great for people who do this regularly. But for most people, it's grocery stores and gas stations. Those are the places where they're spending money out of pocket most regularly. What do you say to them? I mean, other than just hang tight, it's getting better, because there doesn't seem to be anything in the bill and in the legislation that addresses that specifically. Is that right?
I would say that of the stresses on families every day, healthcare costs are one of their paramount concerns. And we know that pharmaceutical costs, drug costs, are driving healthcare costs up. And I'd say prescription drug costs are very resonant with the American people. And that is why prescription drug costs, addressing prescription drugs and lowering prescription drug costs is a key part of the Inflation Reduction Act. The President has fought very hard for these provisions. Many have tried and failed, and he succeeded in getting the Congress for the first time to ensure that we have Medicare drug negotiation. These prices are a big component of what people are experiencing every day in terms of high costs, and we can see from public polling why there is such a great demand. And despite pharma's attacks over the course of a year, the past Congress actually passed this legislation.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys. I just want to add, many people ask what Bidenomics is, and this is it, right? This is a key part of Bidenomics when you think about the Inflation Reduction Act, when you think about investing in America, when you think about lowering costs, when you think about making a tax code fairer, when you think about creating union jobs, good paying jobs. This is part of this. And what we're seeing on the other side of Pennsylvania is congressional Republicans who are trying to repeal this, trying to repeal a piece of legislation that is historic and also the biggest, largest investment as we're thinking about climate change, as we're talking about, you've heard from the administrator twice this week of FEMA talking about what's going on in Hawaii and the extreme weather that many Americans are feeling across the country. And they want to repeal a piece of legislation that's actually going to make a difference and make sure we're doing clean energy, make sure that the manufacturing companies are coming back to this country and actually doing things like electric vehicles, charging stations, as you heard from the president when he was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And so that is what we are trying to communicate through all of you to the American people, and that's what we're going to.
Goodness gracious. Oh, talk about a tap dance. Talk about a tap dance. What a spectacular performance, huh? Woo! Not really going after the actual question, just skips right on over, gas prices and food and, oh, let's talk about, this over here. Oh, man. But, hey, men lie, women lie. The numbers don't lie, right? What people are actually going through in real life doesn't lie. What a shame. What a shame. How sad has this gotten? When you talk about Bidenomics, the lowering of cost, lowering of what cost? When you talk about climate, I don't give a yeah. Excuse me. Okay. Ah, man. Do any of y'all care about, this agenda to spend a bunch of money on the climate? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Y'all let me know. Talk to me, please. Because that seems to be like the recurring thing that they always go back to. Oh, in this inflation, we had this big old thing in here, and, you see, look what's going on with, Hawaii, which I have a lot to say about that as well. I've heard some things. Y'all want to see a video on that? Should I make a video on the Hawaii situation? I feel like I'm a little late, so maybe I'll talk about it briefly in a different video instead of making it a whole video. But if y'all want it, I'll bring it. Y'all let me know. And let me know what you thought about this little press briefing, whatever you want to call it, in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.